Now, someone who just about 4 years ago wowed American audiences on America's Got Talent Season 12 with her ventriloquism. That's Darci Lynne from Oklahoma, who at the age of 12 got the golden buzzer for this performance, an impressive feat of ventriloquism, and went on to win the season. And she's coming to Omaha to perform at the Orpheum on Sunday, March 6th. Tickets available at ticketomaha.com. Darci Lynne joins us now. Good morning, Darci.
Thanks for having me on.
It's great to have you here. So I listened to that version of Summertime, and I'm watching the video, and you, of course, as a ventriloquist, your lips aren't moving. And I was trying to do that yesterday, to sing, and I feel like I can sing some of that until I get to the word morning. And I'm listening back to what you did there. You're making the M sound in morning without closing your lips. Darci,
Yes.
It's not normal. How do you do that?
It is not normal. Sometimes I even wonder how I do it. With ventriloquism, it's so interesting because when you talk, you use your lips, right? But with ventriloquism, it is a lot of tongue work and using your tongue to make those sounds instead of your lips. So it's just all about mastering how to do that.
It's weird. You have a job, and sometimes just hanging out with friends or even answering the phone. Like I remember once my mom, who in one of her roles at a local bank once answered the phone in the same way at our house that she did at work. And, sometimes as a radio guy, you feel compelled to give everyone the time and temperature every 7 minutes. When you're just hanging out talking with friends and family, do you sometimes not realize that you're not moving your lips, that you're talking through your teeth?
Not usually. Sometimes. I have played tricks on people, though, before, which is fun. I played a trick on my 8th grade history teacher, Miss Jackson, and I said her name, with my mouth closed and pretended to read a book. And she just, and she looks at me. She's like, "Really, Darci?"
Is that known as throwing your voice? Like when I was a kid watching cartoons, all the cartoon characters were always throwing their voice, and I thought, I better be prepared for this. I'm going to have to deal with this and quicksand a lot in my adult life. Not once. Is that throwing your voice?
Wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
I don't know. All right, never mind. How did your interest in ventriloquism even begin, Darci Lynne?
Oh, man. I've been singing since as long as I can remember. My mom is a singer, and so I just started singing around the house, and she'd tell my dad, she's like, "We have a singer." And anyways, they put me in little pageants. And so in these pageants, I met this girl who did ventriloquism for her talent. And so it was cool to see that, and I just had never seen it before, and my mind was absolutely blown. And so I went home and just whenever I had a chance, taught myself in my bathroom mirror or any mirror. And about 2 weeks later, I entered this talent competition locally here in Oklahoma, where I live, and then I ended up winning that. And at that moment, I think I was like, you know what? Wow, people really appreciate this. I think I kind of want to keep doing this.
What was that first? You don't call them dummies, and it feels wrong to call it a puppet. It's because it's so animated. What is that called proper? That prop. What is it officially called?
Well, I usually call them puppets or just like friends, figures. I don't know.
What was the first one with whom you worked?
The first puppet I ever had was, really it was this eBay puppet that was like $30 off eBay. And it was, it wasn't really a professional ventriloquist puppet. It was more like a play puppetry kind of thing. And I eventually upgraded to another one, but I kept it the same kind of character, just a different puppet. But her name was Katie, and she's a cowgirl, and she yodels. And so one of the first things I taught myself how to do without my lips moving is yodeling. And so that's one of the first performances I ever did, was yodeling.
What is the cast of characters that you get a chance to work with now that you'll be bringing to Omaha very soon?
Yeah, I have about 5 characters now I work with, which is Katie, Petunia, Edna, Oscar, and the newest one, Ivan. And so 3 of those you guys saw on AGT, and the other 2 I don't think many people have seen live. But yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be such a fun show.
Is it when you want to add a new character to the act, do you have to check and see, like, all right, was this ever on an episode of Howdy Doody? Is this anything that Jeff Dunham is currently doing? Oh, he already has a jalapeno on a steak. I can't do that.
Sometimes, but we're pretty cognizant about, writing original stuff and everything. But, our writing process is super collaborative. My parents have had a lot of input. They're pretty funny. My older brother has had ideas. I have a ventriloquist coach who has lent me jokes and written stuff with me, and then I also have a journalist out in Pittsburgh who's a really good friend of mine who has helped write some stuff for me, and then I also write a lot of my material, so it's kind of a round table kind of thing where we all just pitch in.
Talking with ventriloquist Darci Lynne, season 12 winner on America's Got Talent, coming to the Orpheum Theater here in Omaha on Sunday, March 6th. TicketOmaha.com for ticket information for this show. When you're on stage with, sometimes you got characters on your left and your right. And, of course, you're doing all of them, but you kind of have to separate yourself from, who you are and your role in the conversation versus the puppets on either side. Is that weird? Is it like an out-of-body experience? Sometimes, because, I've had some of these puppets for 6 years now, and especially Petunia. She's evolved so much. I've evolved her so much into such a character now that it's secondhand nature sometimes whenever I'm working her. And so she's the one I use a lot for interviews and TV appearances sometimes because I'm so quick with her responses. and it's almost like we're the same person, almost. It's really weird. You're talking about Petunia. That's the the bunny rabbit who's a bit of a diva? Yes. And you're saying that's a little bit like you? Not necessarily her diva side. She started out as shy, just like me when we very first walked onto that stage. But she's evolved into this, I know what I want, big head after all the fame. But yeah, it's just funny. She got the big head. So hearing that performance by Petunia of Summertime from your first appearance on America's Got Talent and just realizing that the crowd goes nuts, you get the golden buzzer, you're up there seemingly with tears in your eyes. Does it feel real to look back on those video clips, to think back on that experience where the crowd has erupted and Simon Cowell and the judges all have big smiles in their face? Does it feel like it's something that happened to someone else, or does it feel like, yep, this is exactly what I knew was going to happen? Sometimes, I don't like to watch those videos often because I hate watching myself and anyways, but, sometimes when I go back and watch those, it's really weird to go watch that experience from that perspective because I lived through it when I was 12, and it's been 5 years since, and when to go back and watch that, it's like, oh my gosh, wait, I went through that. You've had a chance. Experienced that. Yeah. It's so crazy. Well, when you won that season, what did you and your parents go out and do that night to celebrate? We had a lot of family and friends who came, and so we rented a big room in a steakhouse because steak is one of my favorite things to eat. And so, yeah, we went and had a big blowout on steak and celebrated, and it was awesome. That's got to be funny for the servers there. Like, oh, it must be her birthday. They're making a big deal out of her. Meanwhile, you just won this giant, very popular show. What's the coolest thing you've had a chance to do since winning America's Got Talent? Oh gosh, that is such a loaded question. I will say touring has been so incredible. I just never would have imagined I'd be touring the country at 13. And I've gone to 48 states, which is just crazy to think about. So probably either touring the country and meeting all of the wonderful people who have supported me
And then I've gotten to meet a lot of celebrities and people that I look up to because of winning. So probably that opportunity too. But there's so many things. I just don't think I could choose one particular moment in time. That was, I don't know.
I would have guessed you might have said working with Kristen Chenoweth. It is my experience working with talented singers from Oklahoma, young women idolize Kristen Chenoweth.
That one's high up there. That was such an incredible thing for me and so surreal. She's one of my biggest inspirations. I've looked up to her forever. So to get to sing with her was just, it was just incredible.
It's unfortunate that meeting her in person, she's such a jerk, right? I'm kidding.
No, it's the opposite.
I know. My wife and daughter had a chance to meet her, and it was a surreal experience for them. I want people to go to DarciLynne.com or follow you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at It's Darci Lynne, and check out TicketOmaha.com for her appearance here in Omaha at the Orpheum Theater on Sunday, March 6th. Darci Lynne from America's Got Talent, congratulations on all your success. Best of luck, and we'll see you in Omaha here in just a couple weeks' time.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you guys.